introduce myself. I am Michele K. I go professionally as Michele K, and I'm a real estate agent in Long Beach who's just having phenomenal fun with these live streams because I do know a lot of people in Long Beach. I've been here a long time, and I'm interested in all sorts of different things. But today I have somebody. I have Paul Kaminski, who is the executive director of Long Beach City College Foundation. And Paul, I was thinking about it. We've probably known each other for close to 20 years.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Paul was a coach, a soccer coach for my daughter, and very good coach. You were so nice and mellow.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, you maybe kept it all bottled in, but no, you made it fun for all the parents. That was the good parents team that we're all still friends with. But, Paul, if you just want to, tell us a little about what you do, and then also, the history of Cal State Long Beach, of Long Beach City College. Oops.
Okay. I went to both schools. It's okay. Yeah. I've been here about 2.5 years. I've been in Long Beach since 1966. Came from Detroit out here to a warmer climate, and we've been here since. And I live locally. Kind of grew up locally and coached locally, and so part of the fabric, I would say, of Long Beach. Long Beach City College, which actually my family has a long history here. I took classes here. My son did early childhood development here.
Yes.
Did swimming lessons here. My wife taught at early childhood development, and my older daughter took for her credentialing, she took some classes here too. So we've all kind of come through. None of us are like technically alums, but this is a community college, which I think is really an interesting thing when you start talking to folks. And you'd be hard pressed to find anybody that doesn't have a connection here in some way.
You know what? It was shortly after I had moved here that I had a child, and I didn't really realize until recently. I did the childhood development where you go and work one day, and that was such an awesome program. And I was like, I have done something there.
Yeah, you have. And that program's still going, and those red bikes are still going. Yeah. I see videos like, are they still riding those things? They must have been built really well back in the day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Awesome memory. Thanks.
Yeah. So, City College really started, right around 1927. It actually started at Wilson High School. And, it was called a junior college back then. And, it was the JUCO transfers. You always heard about what does JUCO mean? It was junior college back then.
Okay.
And then, so it kind of started there. And in 1935, the liberal arts campus, which is the Clark and Carson campus, kind of took shape. And then in 1949, the Pacific Coast campus on PCH took shape as well. So those campuses kind of grew over a period of time. I think I took my SATs at the Pacific Coast campus way back in the day.
I always would have assumed that the PCH campus, the Pacific Coast campus, would have been the first one, because I was like, it's an older area of Long Beach. It's downtown. But, that campus, what do you call the one out on liberal arts? Is that what you call it?
The liberal arts campus. It's called the LAC. Yeah, liberal arts campus.
That has to be the most beautiful campus. When I came here, it's just that's Spanish colonial revival. Yeah. Whoever did that just did such a great job. It's really impressive. Yeah,
it's beautiful too, and a lot of the renovations that they've done over the past few years. I mean, basically, Long Beach is blessed with 2 pretty much brand new campuses that are going to serve the community for 50 to 100 years. So that's going to be kind of exciting, and especially as the school has its 100-year anniversary in 2027.
That's going to be a big shindig, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're working toward that in the fundraising realm, and so that's been fun. And people remember the bunnies and the rabbits that were here in the 80s, because that's.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that too. Yeah. Are there still bunnies there?
Oh no, they went away at some point, but they were multiplying, and I just remember back in the 80s when I was taking some classes here, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like the roosters on Kauai. It was the bunnies at LBCC.
So. Oh, this is great. It's good memories.
So, in my position in 1978, they started a foundation because they kind of had foresight. Jenny Baxter was involved back then. A lot of people know Jenny. And actually, Beverly O'Neill was on the first articles of incorporation for the foundation back in 1978.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Which
Interesting.
actually coincides with the time I graduated high school. So it's kind of, when I see 78, it's like, wow, but it's a big marker for me. Unbeknownst that I would ever be sitting in this seat, when I graduated from high school, I wanted to be an accountant, and that just never worked out for me. But so yeah, I came here about 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Jenny was here, a long time, and raised.
What was her name again?
Jenny Baxter.
Jenny Baxter.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, she was just recognized by the Century Club. I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was actually, she's actually one of the trustees of the school now, and so has a long history with the college. And so, I've come in now at this 2.5 years ago, and it's kind of exciting for me because I've been working out of the area. I was in Burbank, and then in Apple Valley, and then kind of came back home, and I'm just literally down the street. So this is beautiful. No more commutes. So I love it, and I love the activity and the sports and everything that the school has to offer. It's really a place where everybody is welcome. We have the College Promise, one of the best programs around. About 600 and plus students take advantage of that every year.
And what is that? I don't really know what that is.
If you're part of the CS, the
Unified, the Long Beach Unified?
Long Beach Unified school system.
Okay.
We have a bridge program. If you come right out of those schools right into here, then you get 2 years here, tuition paid, and then you get to transfer to Cal State Long Beach, guaranteed. And
oh, wow.
A bunch of majors in there that you can do that with.
That's great because you save. I always say, you could save that money those first 2 years, and then to be guaranteed. And beach is hard to get into these days.
Yeah, and yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there with the savings. I know as a parent, sending three kids to college years ago now, which is great. Finally got that paid off. But I would look at college a lot differently now, and I think Long Beach City College is a fantastic option. And so a lot of students take advantage of that. And the foundation, we actually kick in $250,000 a year. And that, for those students, helps pay for books, transportation, basic needs, all the support things that maybe other junior colleges or other community colleges don't do. So we have an enhanced College Promise program. And we were one of the first to actually start this type of program way back in the day, and then the state adopted it. And so most of the schools are, and there are different forms, but we have one of the most robust programs there are. So
that's $250,000 a year that the foundation gives back to students. Wow, that's impressive.
Gives back to the students for basic needs services, because people often hear free tuition, but when you go to a 4-year, often that's all rolled into your your monthly fee, your food, transportation, all that stuff's there.
Right.
Community college students, a lot of them have jobs. A lot of them have families. They have other responsibilities.
Right.
And that doesn't get rolled into tuition. And so they still have all those needs. And so the foundation, works to help with that. And so does the school. The school does a lot on basic needs.
And it's like any community college. You don't have to be in Long Beach to go, right? I mean,
right.
The student population is just pulled from the general area.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, definitely. The College Promise program, we offer that to students out of the area too. There's things they need to go through to qualify and stuff like that. We have a robust program, and I encourage all students that are in the Long Beach Unified School District to really check it out. It is a treasure, and it's business degrees, psychology. There's like 13 transfer paths, and so check that out on the LBCC website, www.lbcc.edu.
Okay. Some high school kids take classes there, right? Do that.
Yeah, I know they're working on more bridge programs and more, dual immersion programs. I know back in the day that was a popular thing. You could get out of high school and almost have a year of college done. And some of that I think still exists. I don't know to what level. I know they're talking about bringing a lot of that back.
Yeah.
Especially
it's just another good option. I just think, I've been really doing a lot of research on Long Beach Unified, and what a great place to live, because there are so many options, and that being one of them. It's right here.
And the trades came back a few years ago, mainly.
Yeah, I heard that the trades went away and they came back. So what are they? That's terrific, I think.
Oh, there's a bunch. They're all modernized, automotive, construction, electrical, robotics. I mean, it goes on and on, nursing, culinary. And what's great about these programs, you can get hands-on experience, and it translates right to workforce development and right into the industry. Awesome. And a lot of those jobs are paying really good money because nobody was doing them for years. They weren't getting pushed.
Right.
Now there's this void. I've been trying to get a plumber for a month. I have no success. So
call a realtor. Okay.
I know, call a realtor. That's what I'm going to call you. But I'm just saying, there's opportunity that I think students can take advantage of, and people who are re-entering the workforce can take advantage of. So
I know they have real estate classes down there.
We have everything. I don't even know everything we have because it's so expansive. There's like 1,000 different offerings in different iterations and non-credit, credit, pathways. So there's a lot. We have about 34,000 plus students enrolled in various ways on both campuses. Our nursing program is one of the highlights. And then, business, psychology, biology, kinesiology are all popular. But nursing is there's always a waiting list for nursing. And most of the nurses in our community, a lot of them started here. And so it's a flagship program.
Yeah, that's great.
So for the foundation, we've been kind of interfacing with the school and programs, and we've really been trying to look at, okay, how does the future look? And I think going through COVID, a lot of students, the divides and equity and inclusion were kind of brought to light, and a lot of students didn't have proper technology to be successful in this. And so, during the first couple of years of the pandemic, we helped students out with a lot of computers, a lot of hotspots, a lot of food, whatever was needed to keep them in school. LBCC did an amazing job with that. A lot of outreach. The school was calling students all the time, making sure, what are you staying in class? What do you need? We helped with rent. If a car broke down, or if they needed transportation, or whatever it was, utilities, because if a student leaves the school, the odds that they come back to school are rare. And so keeping students
in there
is paramount. And, as parents, we kind of understand that. And, you get going and you want to keep going. And so that brought us a whole new kind of light to basic needs and emergency funds, which we created at the foundation. Didn't really have that 2.5 years ago.
Neat.
Yeah. And during the last couple of years, I think we distributed close to $400,000 in all various forms of student help through the foundation. The school did a whole bunch of other stuff as well.
But this is just, there's two different things, right? There's the school, and then this is just as the foundation.
Just the foundation.
Gotcha.
We have a large board, about 100 board members on our foundation board. Probably the biggest board anywhere. Every time I tell people there's 100 members, they just go, wow. But, a lot of people have a vested interest in LBCC because it really is one of the few, but it's one of the community colleges that's part of the history of the city. It kind of grew with how Long Beach grew. And a lot of folks that are in City Hall right now, this is where they started. And if you start talking to people, you'll find out a lot of people.
Yeah. And like I always go back to the Century Club, but for me, it is to meet all those people that have, are active in the city. And you started at City. It's not unusual at all. Yeah, just sort of surprising for me, but not unusual. Yeah.
You don't have to. I mean, it's once you start talking LBCC, you'll find a connection within a couple minutes. Oh, my neighbor, oh, I did, or my kid, or whatever. You'll find a connection.
And that's why the foundation is pretty strong, huh?
We're doing well. We kicked off a campaign January 1st of 2020. And the idea of the campaign was to really put money in the bank for immediate needs and for long-term needs for our students. It's very student-facing. The school is fortunate because the community passed 2 bonds, and which are really 2008 and 2016, which are really being used to renovate both campuses. Okay. The community recognized the importance of these campuses and what the future would hold if we didn't fix these places, because they were falling apart, and now they're ready to go for the next 100 years.
They're beautiful. I mean, every time I go by on Clark, I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is just so pretty. Did a really good job. Yeah,
it's exciting. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful campuses that there is. And if you go walking through Pacific Coast campus, you'll just go, wow, this place is just amazing. And
because it's all new down there, right?
All new too. Yeah. And they're still going, and we're still going here. I mean, there's a lot planned still. So they've done an amazing job, the team here, with managing that bond money and maximizing those resources. And so the community should be really proud of these
that's great
campuses. Yeah.
That's good.
So anyway, we launched this $20 million campaign 2 years ago, and it was really to put money in the bank and to make sure that we have endowments and all these things tied up. And we launched some athletic fundraising on a big way just recently, and we're doing that right now. And Randy Tutorp's back. We hired Gina Mascaro, and so we have some focused fundraising around athletics. Traditionally, most of the fundraising from athletics has come from the athletes themselves. And so when they come here to get their spirit pack or to do maybe tournaments, they need to fundraise for that. Oh, and so what we're doing is we want to create almost a Division I experience for our athletes here. So when they come here, they get that and they get excited about going on to the next level. And so we want to replace students having to fundraise. And so we are ramping up our Viking Athletic Club. We're ramping up athletic endowment. We're ramping up major donors to athletics. This is never been done. This has never been done. But because we have these beautiful facilities now, we have a chance to name some of these facilities and get the community to donate to do that. And one of the first things that we're doing is the Aquatic Center after Monty Nitzkowski. And the impact of Monty over the years on water polo is second to none. I mean, he might be single-handedly responsible for keeping water polo alive back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah. If you talk to Barbara, his wife, and Jimmy, his son, they were here a little while ago, a couple weeks, talking about what Monty and his wife used to do in the summers and driving all over the country, giving money to programs to keep them alive. And what he did for women's water polo and all of that is just amazing. So
that's why Long Beach really, I feel like it's ground zero for water polo, right? It's like, yeah. Okay, now I know.
Now you know. Yeah, and I got to tell you too, a little story. Back in 1982, when I graduated college, I ended up back teaching at St. John Bosco, where I graduated from.
Yeah, Joe Carson says you seem to know a lot for a graduate from Bosco. But anyway, go ahead. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Thank you. At the same time, Ricardo Azevedo got hired at St. John Bosco to coach the water polo team. So I ended up coaching with Ricardo for a few years. And Ricardo told me at that time, you've got to go watch Monty Nitzkowski coach. And so I came over to Long Beach City College and watched Monty coach. And so that was my connection to that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So right now we are in an effort, a $2 million effort to raise money for an athletic endowment to name the Aquatic Center after Monty. We've had preliminary meetings. The community is vested in this. It's been approved by the school. And so we're going to be kicking this off at April 1st ribbon cutting for that whole area over there. But really the naming of the Aquatic Center is going to be paramount. And so as you can see here, this is one of the most amazing facilities. I go over there and I just want to hang out there all day. If you look at that pool compared to what the old pool, I know Monty is smiling up in heaven because this is his ultimate vision, I think, right here for, Long Beach Aquatics. That center there and that pool, that 3 times the size of the old pool. And
yeah, it's like Olympic size plus, I read, or something. It's huge, right?
I think you could have 3 games going on at once. And so the community, is going to be using this facility as well as they did with the old facility. They're not going to repurpose, I don't think, the old facility just because it's so hard to maintain because it's so old. And this facility is just designed so well. And we have diving and we have a way to, there's a hydraulic wall that you can move up and down. So you can make it bigger, smaller, wall it off. So you can have things going on, multiple things going on at once. Really well designed. Team rooms, which you see in the back there. So athletes can go in there, they can walk right out. Coaches' rooms are right there as well, which is awesome. And the fans are upstairs away from the pool deck, which I know coaches are going to love. Right?
Yeah. I was a good parent.
Yeah, you were good. Yeah. But it's really well designed. I know Randy Tutorp had a big hand in this because it went through a lot of iterations, but they really maximized. They have a beautiful banquet room that overlooks the soccer fields. We have beach volleyball.
I'll show you some
Let's see if we have some of those other pictures.
Yeah, let me see here. Wait, hold on. Let me get myself confused. Hold on. Okay, here's the beach volleyball one. Am I showing it?
Yeah, we have 5 courts, so we can have and a huge scoreboard down there, so you can kind of keep a track on what's going on that. And this beautiful 2 full-size soccer fields that are the most amazing soccer fields that I've seen back to back.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome. And then I have one more. I have the let me show them the weight room, right? Which is right.
Kind of the rehab training room, getting athletes back into action, and it's all integrated. The kinesiology. There's offices, and they go right into each other. And man, I can't even tell you how amazing this place is. When coaches come, it's just like, wow. I mean, this is like especially community college coaches, because oftentimes, you got a little office over here, it's over there, and man, this is all integrated. We're going to raise the level of our athletic program. People are going to come here because of what we're doing.
Yeah. And I think people have to understand that, a lot of these athletes, right, they're trying to get to that, it's D1, right? So, right, it's very competitive, but right, you start here and then they move on. And we have a very good success rate, right, at Long Beach City College just for this purpose. And, is Misty May trainer? Is she still the volleyball?
Yeah. No, she just left, but she was very instrumental in those beach volleyball courts. So
okay.
We have the best sand available on those courts.
Go, Misty.
Yeah.
I got, I don't know what we were doing. She said, hey, she was doing a fundraiser for the girls. And it didn't really strike me until then. She was selling cookie dough that, wow, I'm like, these kids have to do this and do cookie dough sales. So I'm hoping that this, where you guys are all moving, that it does help these kids because it's too much,
It is, and oftentimes, they're coming out of high school where they had to do that in high school, right? And they get to college and they go, we got to sell cookie dough.
Right. That's what I was like, oh my gosh, these poor girls.
Randy Tutorp has a vision where he wants to elevate the program here, to take the burden off the coaches, take the burden off the players, so they can, and the players have to take full academic loads. I mean, they have a lot of responsibility, and when you lot fundraising on all of that, it's really difficult.
It's just too much. Yeah,
we want the coaches to focus coaching, right?
Yeah.
To focus on playing and getting to the next level. We want to inspire them, and that's where we're going with all of this.
That's great. Yeah. So, I was telling Paul that when I was on LinkedIn, he's got mission-driven fundraiser. I was like, I love that. Oh I'm a mission driven. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, I think to join, you have a join an athletic club. It's one part of your fundraising thing. So if you want to talk about that, that'd be great.
Yeah, we have we kind of stole this from the Century Club, maybe, I don't know, but $100 a year, where everybody can participate, and we have multiple ways to do that. You can go to the athletic website, at, lbcc.edu, and transition over to the athletics side there. We have a QR code as well available for that, so you can just donate quick off your phone. We also have a major gift level in there in the middle, which we have quite a few donors involved already, and we've raised almost close to $50,000 in that mid-range. And then the endowment part, which is the big one, we want to get to a $10 million endowment. We're starting with the pool, and we're going to grow from there. And, I think there's so many athletes in Long Beach that they don't have to have had to have gone here, but they know the importance of athletics, and they're, can be supporters in that realm. They don't have to be like LBCC alums. They can just be supporters of Long Beach athletics, much like the Century Club does.
Yeah, that's really, yeah. I didn't put the .org here, but I'll put it in the links, as they say, on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll put it back on LinkedIn for anybody that wants to, find out how to join in on all that. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we say goodbye?
No, I just want to thank you. And, you never know. It's funny, you build relationships with people and you never know where they're going to end up. If you'd have told me even a year ago, I'd be sitting down here with you in your live.
If you had told me a year ago, I would have said no. But like I said, I'm just taken to this like a duck to water.
I just invite everybody to participate, because it really is a community involvement piece. And especially for Monty, I mean, if, I'll be donating to that as well. Your name's going to be over in the pool area. If you donate, we're going to have some receptions. The ribbon cutting is April 1st. You can reach out to me, find me if you'd like to attend that. It's going to be unbelievable. You'll be blown away. Everybody that comes over there is in awe. So
yeah, I was saying, I was at the Century Club meeting, and John Philpott made an announcement, and I just caught the end, and he was like, "It's amazing." I was like, wait, what? Back up. Yeah. All right. So, all right. I thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you maybe playing in your band at
there we go.
Where do you play?
Glory Days in Seal Beach. Yeah.
Glory Days. Yeah.
The Jam Daddies.
Jam Daddies. Lots of fun there too. All right, Paul. Thanks.